Louisiana to us?
Huh?
When did Napoleon?
Just like you have Google, you can look it up on your Google. It'll tell you when Napoleon sold off Louisiana.
See, I got that it happened in 1803.
Okay, I don't see. I can't. If I can't. I would have looked it. If I had my computer right there, I'd have looked it up. But the reason he sold it off because he lost against Haiti. That was his reason. Because the Haitians had rebelled. Yes. See, you don't know your history. See how you look. See, and let me tell you something. That's that same arrogant look you always get by young white, like it can't be not that. But that's really what happened. The Haitians had rebelled, jumped up and whooped his ass and ran him out of there. Okay. And he had to pay. He lost so many men, so much money during that battle. He had to sell off Louisiana because of that. A lot of people don't know that. But it's the air. But see, a lot of white people are arrogant. That couldn't have happened. Not against the great white man. Oh, yeah, it did happen. All you got to do, you got your computer in front of you. Look up Napoleon. Look it up the history, and you won't be sitting up there like, oh. A lot of people just need to learn. That's why he sold it off. That the Louisiana Purchase was because he lost against Haiti, and so you can kind of thank Haiti, okay, for helping this country. All these things are interconnected. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So.
Napoleon didn't care about the Louisiana Purchase.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna actually say this again. The reason Napoleon sold off Louisiana to America is because he lost in Haiti. All you got to do is look up your history. All right. I know you don't. That's all you got to do is look it up on Google. And it'll tell you that was the reason why he sold off Louisiana. You can go there and say, he didn't care. Yes, he did care. Yes, he did care. When Lois and Clark explored Louisiana, they had no idea what was out there. They thought it was all swampland out there before Lois and Clark explored. Yeah, they did. Okay? They thought it was all, but it turned out it wasn't all swampland before Lois and Clark explored Louisiana. But that was the reason why he sold Louisiana off. And yeah, he did.
You mean just like the state or like the purchase? Like the entire...
No, absolutely. He actually, remember this, the French had, the United States was broken up in colonies, okay? And the French had their colony in America. You know all about the Revolutionary War. All right? You know all about the Revolution. I don't have to explain the Revolutionary War. Mexico had their colonies in America. Well, Mexico had California and Texas and all that crap. Okay, they had that. The European came over, so it was broken up. Remember, when the European came over, it just wasn't the British that came over, okay? It was the French. They came over as well, and they had their colonies in this country as well. But I know, see, the way you're looking is that white boy arrogant look because you believe the white man had – that's not true, man. All you got to do is just look this stuff up. And if you look it up, then you'll find that it to be true. But you know what you do? You'll do don't you remind me of – that's what Fox News does. Even when they hear the truth, they deny it. So I really can't tell you that because you'll deny it anyway. That couldn't have happened. That arrogant bullshit. But it's really true. It's really true. Everybody had a colony in this country, including the French. Matter of fact, we still, when you go down to the French still have their arms wrapped around. What's that the part of the state called where they had the big hurricane and the Mardi Gras? Yeah, that crap. You'll still see French heritage down there because it was part of the Revolutionary War. The French had settled this. The French settled this country as well as the British settled this country and the English settled this country. So they all had settled this country. Now, then they had a Revolutionary War who was going to take the country. After the country was taken, it became the North and the South. Then you had the Civil War, and you know what happened there. So. It's all hand in hand, but the French had sold Louisiana off because he had taken Haiti and he had lost Haiti and he had to pay for that. So he sold off Louisiana,
So the Revolutionary happened, the war, in the late 1770s when the original 13 colonies, like, hey, we don't like British rule. So they became their own 13 colonies, which is the eastern coast except for Florida because that was owned by Spain. Then after that, America kind of, the Great Migration, Manifest Destiny, they moved west.
Of course, and I was going to, I was thinking of that fucking book, Manifest Destiny, which is a bunch of bullshit. Like we were destined. I mean, that is the biggest bunch of crock that motherfucker ever wrote, that you had the right to come here and kill everything. And that's a racist. Oh, I said, now what is that fucking book? A lot of white guys follow that phony ass book, Manifest. I was gonna put that in the statement, but I couldn't think of that fucking name, and I couldn't think of the writer of Manifest Destiny, who actually wrote a bunch of garbage saying that the white man inherently had a right to this country. Bullshit. And if you follow that, you're nothing but a fucking racist, because that book is proven to be bullshit by Tom Hartman and a bunch of other sociologists who said garbage. You have no right. We have a godly right to the country. See this? We have a right to come here and rape the savage and kill everyone and rape the women and burn the babies. And you got to be fucking kidding me. That book, Manifest Destiny. You got to be. Hitler thought the same way. He had a right to kill off every fucking Jew and wipe them out and put them in stoves and shit. Come on, man. Really? Manifest Destiny? Really? Now I can see why you called me a nigger. Okay? I can see why. Oh, I see why. Because you did say it that time. I know it. Listen, I got it down there. I know it. I can see. Yes, you did.
When?
Yes, you did. I can see why you called me that name. Because you read books like Manifest Destiny.
It wasn't a book.
It was. Yeah, Manifest Destiny was a book.
Okay. So the Wikipedia says, in the 19th century, Manifest Destiny was a widely held belief in the United States that settlers were destined to expand across North America. Historians broadly agree that there were three basic themes to Manifest Destiny. None include rape, pillaging, or burning anything.
Rape? Are you serious? Why are you whitewashing history, man? So the Indians just disappeared, huh? I mean, you got to listen, man. Honestly, let's be honest, man. You raped the women here. You raped the African women that were slaves here. White people. You raped people. You burnt babies and you killed people. Stop trying to whitewash this bullshit that it didn't say it in the book. It's what you did. It's what you did. You know where scalping came from? White people used to scalp Indians. They scalped them, and they got about $100 a scalp. That's history. You don't believe it. Look at that white face of yours looking stupid. We didn't do that. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Unfucking believable. So the Indians would scalp you back. But you started scalping. You're the ones that was going around scalping Indians and killing them and raping them. Come on, man. And you're going to talk about what history. It's what you did. You think the Indians just disappeared? You wiped out 500 tribes of Indians, and they just disappeared. No, the white man killed them. Went in and killed them. What did one president say? He felt the blood. He felt the blood from his lips as he killed all the savages as they came out of their huts and we burnt their tents. I forgot which one was that back in that day, but I'll look it up. Disgusting though. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting though. For you to feel that way. You killed, murdered, and pillaged, and now you want to say what you didn't do. Just like you want to say, oh, slaves were happy when we were here. Now, be honest with you. Now, I've heard that one. You got slaves.
I said that too.
They were happy. We were.
Did I say that too?
Huh? Well, you didn't say that, but a lot of people who think like you. I've seen the attitude. I've seen that. Let me tell you something about me, man. I'm a good reader. I've seen that same attitude, and I've seen people who've said that. No, who the fuck want to be in slavery and be with shit? Come on, man. Be honest.
So the three themes of Manifest Destiny are the special virtues of the American people and their institutions, the mission of the United States to redeem and remake the West in the image of agrarian America, and an irresistible destiny to accomplish this essential duty. So the Trail of Tears is in textbooks. Manifest Destiny wasn't a book, though. Manifest Destiny wasn't a book.
Manifest Destiny. Well, look it up. I think it was a book. I think somebody did write a book called Manifest Destiny. Or was it a document? It could have been a, could have been a document. I always
It
thought
was
it
an
was
article in the newspaper.
Mhm.
It wasn't
Okay.
a book though.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And the Civil War, America was united before 1860, and then after 1860, when
No. Listen to me.
All right.
You're getting past. You're getting past the reason. You're okay. They were united then. They were doing this. Okay. So here's the point. What's your point? Like, okay, you got dates, you got that stuff. What's the point to what I wrote though? What's the point to that? I just said to you that Mexicans are more populous to this country than Europeans. What's your point though? Like, because if you're going to fight the point that Mexicans aren't more populous, I want to hear why.
I was correcting you because it wasn't the Revolutionary War.
Listen, you can correct me because I don't have a computer in front of me. If I had a computer in front of me, I could actually look up some stuff to correct you. And I don't think that you did. I don't think that you were correcting me that much. You just gave me dates, okay? And I already told you I don't have dates in front of me. All right. I told you. I said I don't have the dates in front of me. All right. Okay. You have great. You have your computer. I can't turn my iPhone. Listen, I can't turn my iPhone around. I'm on an iPhone. Okay. If I have my iPad in front of me, it's down. Then I can look it up. I don't have it in front of me. What you don't want. So what are you disproving? What I'm saying, you're not winning the argument. What are you disproving? You're not disproving anything. All you're saying is that I'm just correcting you. I have dates. You have dates about the Civil War. You have dates about the American Revolution. Great. Okay. Manifest Destiny, which I thought was a book. Well, which I really did think that was a book. I forgot who wrote that. But I'm sure that it's a book out there called Manifest Destiny. I'm sure it is. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm sure it's a book out there called Manifest Destiny. Talking about how the white man was inherently the owners of this land, or to some point of that argument. But what I'm saying to you, you're not. All you're saying is you're correcting me on dates and times. You didn't correct me about the Louisiana Purchase. You didn't correct me about why. As a matter of fact, you even said in this argument that you act like you didn't know that there were colonies in this country, such as the French, English, the Brits, Mexico. Then you turn around and you say, okay, there was, and you laughed about the Louisiana Purchase and why, Napoleon sold off Louisiana. And you didn't even know why he did that, because he lost the war over there with Haiti. You didn't even know that. So how are you correcting me? I'm kind of confused.
Did I have 5 minutes to talk?
Go ahead.
All right. So yes, many countries did settle America. The English, the French, and the Spanish, all different parts. The English stayed to Canada and then the eastern half of America, which is present-day America. Spanish had Florida, all that bottom line along the Gulf Coast.
What are you? Listen. A history lesson. We already listen. Let's get to the bottom line. We know that there were colonies here. You're not a teacher. I want to know what you're debating me about. You're saying we know. I just now said to you there were different colonies here. You're in front of a computer. Good for you. I'm not. I don't have to be in front of a computer to know that there were colonies here. Right? That's not the point. Are you debating me on who's more populous to this country, Mexicans or the European? Tell me, because I believe Mexicans are. They were here before you. That was what I wrote. That's what you want to challenge me on. You can't challenge me on that fact. You can't battle me on that, because you were not here before Mexicans was. You were not here. They were here. They're not foreigners to this country. That's what the battle was about. So good now. So you can go ahead and look smart and tell, but you're not looking that way.
I'm just
go ahead and talk, man. Kidding. Looking ridiculous. You're getting me kind of upset, really.
Mexico became a country in the 1700s. That was after.
Listen to me. I said to you again, who's more populous to this country, the Mexican or the European?
The European people.
No, they're not. That's a fucking lie. No, they're not. I knew you. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's a fucking lie. That's a lie, man. You're lying. Why are you lying like that? Where's Mexican geographically to this country? Where is it?
Well, where's Canada?
Where the fuck is Mexico geologically to this
difference.
country? Is Mexico connected right to this country?
Isn't Canada? It makes no difference.
I'm saying we're talking about Mexicans. See, this is what makes me mad. I said Mexico. The statement what you wanted to battle me over was about Mexico and how they're more populous to this country. Where is Mexico geologically to this country?
South.
Right. Where's the Europeans? Where are they? Where's Europe? Where's Europe?
Europeans are throughout the United States.
No, they're not. So who is more populous to this country? Who the fuck is more populous to this country? Who the more populous?
More
Mexicans
people are here.
Not the European. It's a lie you're telling. It's a bold-faced fucking lie. Right in front of me. Give me a break. Give me a break. Give me right in front of me. You're just gonna lie right in front of me. Here's people sitting right there at the border before there was a border. Came across that border before you put that border there. So they're more populous to this country. They've been here before you were.
Can I have that 5 minutes back?
Jesus Christ. How the fuck can you say some shit? That's that. Boy, you got to be a racist white cracker, boy. I'll tell you, man.
That makes sense.
That's some racist shit there, man. We are. No, you're not. No, you're. Who's more populous to Africa? Europeans or black people? I got to hear this one. Who's more populous? Who's the continent of Africa? Who's more populous to that country?
There were more black people in Africa.
Well, that's more fucking. What the fuck, man? Before you got here, it was more Mexicans. Well, I mean, how can you listen? This is just common sense. Who's the more populous? You know, you just. I mean, stop with that arrogant shit and just tell the truth. You have to talk to somebody to win an argument against me.
No, I know. I was reading. No, I mean,
here I am sitting up here, no computer, no textbook, and you got everything at your step, and you can't win this petty little argument about who's the more populous people to this country or this region. You can't say the European is, man. You settled this country, but you're not the more populous people. Come on. Let's just be honest with that.
Can I have 5 minutes to talk?
Go ahead, man. 5 minutes to lie. 5 minutes to spew a fucking lie. Go ahead.
Okay. So the demographics of America is predominantly white. Say that it's predominantly Mexican is kind of silly. It's like saying there are more Canadians here. Well, it doesn't matter if they're right next to us or not. A country can be right next to us.
Predominantly white mean you killed everyone that was here. That's why you're you murdered. Listen, you can look that way all you want. You came, you raped, and you murdered the people that was here. That's why it's predominantly white. If I came to Africa and I was green and the green people murdered all the black people, we would be the dominant people. That's why. The hell you talking about? What are you talking about? You murdered all the Indians. Never mind. Go ahead and spew your lie, man. Go ahead. Go ahead and spew your lie. Go ahead and lie. Go ahead.
To say that, Mexicans were, I guess there were more of them here. It's kind of silly, that more white people came here than Mexicans did.
What? Really?
Okay.
Really? That's a fucking fool. You know what, man? You know what? You're just intellectually dishonest. That's all you are. You're a propagandist. You're a propagandist.
I have 5 minutes.
I figured that. You're a propagandist.
You're a
propagandist. Yeah, that's what you are. You try every way to put out propaganda, which is not true. It's more white people in the country. Well, let me ask you this. Why is it more white people in this country? Can you tell me why? Why?
Ellis Island between the late 18th.
No. Why is it more white people in this country today? What happened in the past that made you the majority? Say it and tell the truth.
Immigration.
No, it didn't. You killed everyone that was here. You murdered the Indians. You murdered the natives that was here. That's why you're the majority. You would have not been the majority. You came and you murdered those people. Okay?
Me specifically.
That's just history, man. That's just history. Come on, man. That's just history.
Me specifically or no?
What'd you say?
Me specifically or no?
Your ancestors murdered those people. Yes. The history goes like this. Listen to me. If let me tell you something. If my ancestors raped and pillaged and murdered people and I grew up and I was the victor of that, then it was my ancestors that did it because I reaped the benefit of that rape, murder, and pillaging. Of course, it was your ancestors that did that. They raped, murdered, and pillaged people. Raped them, murdered them, pillaged them, killed every one of them off, broke every treaty with them. Come on, man. That's why you're the majority. You would have never been the majority in this country. You had to kill everyone that was here in order to become the majority. Come on, man. That's just being honest, though. You can put out propaganda all you want, but if you get honest with you, that's why you're the majority.
Isn't going well. There were millions of people from Europe that immigrated to America. Whether Indians were raped and murdered, I'm sure they were. But there was also the Trail of Tears when Andrew Jackson was the 7th president of the United States.
Yes, Andrew Jackson.
He kind of moved them all to Oklahoma. And my ancestors aren't from Oklahoma. So my ancestors...
Andrew Jackson, through history, okay, he moved them illegally. Did you read that in your textbook? He wasn't supposed to. He moved them illegally. He broke the treaty. He moved them illegally. So you understand. So I don't have to argue. So you understand the truth. You know a bit of it. I think what you do is you give a little here. Luckily, I'm a little astute. I'm on it. If I had my computer in front of me, you'd see me be really astute. But I'll tell you like this: if I had my computer in front of me, which my iPad's down, I got to get another one. If I put this. That's a whole different argument. I hate Apple anyway. But anyway, so you give a little bit here and a little bit there. So you know that he broke the treaty. He wasn't supposed to move those people. He went against I think he went up against the Supreme Court, who said it was against the law for him to move those people. And he moved them anyway. And when he moved them, he killed off most of them. But before that, you were just killing Indians like it was killing them and killing them and killing them and murdering them and raping them and burning their kids. I mean, this is what your ancestors did. And this is how you became the populace to this country. But before you arrived, guess who was in this country? Mexicans. They had been in this country. They had been in California, and they had been in Texas. They had
you
been
mean
here.
Hispanics or actual Mexicans?
The Mexicans. Those Mexican people they were already there.
Mexico wasn't a country yet.
Now, listen to me. Whatever I call it a landscape, a vast landscape. Mm-hmm. But that landscape, okay, wasn't formed as a country, but those people had already been here. They had already been over here. They'd already planted wheat and corn over here before the European came in and stole it. It was a vast landscape. So if you read what I said, before you got here, this country was a vast landscape. I didn't call it a country. You have to read what I say, because I'll tell you, I never said it was a country. I said it was a vast landscape. And I said in that landscape, Mexico had already been in here. They had already settled in Texas. They had already settled in California. So my thing was, you can't say that Mexicans are what you call foreigners. You can't call people who are already here foreigners, man. I said, if anything, white people are the foreigners because of this history. Murdering, pillaging, and raping. Okay. Now, then I also said, but he who wins the war rewrites the history books. Okay. So, I mean, that was my argument right there. I don't think that you sit up here trying to give me a history lesson on times and dates is well and good. I can go on my computer if it was up and do that.
My computer? I don't have a computer anymore.
No, you were looking in your computer, with me. I understand why a lot of people got to look their history up with me. I understand why people got to do that with me. It's okay.
Can I talk now?
Go ahead, man. Say what
All
you
right.
got to say. But listen to me. Before you talk, try not to spew lies, man. I know white people can't help that. You're the master of the illusion and the master of the lie. Try not to make it a lie because I will interrupt you. Now,
all right.
Go ahead.
So Mexicans are called Mexicans because they come from Mexico. If Mexico doesn't exist, then they can't be called Mexicans.
No, we called them Mexicans. They're actually just Hispanic people, Before the Spanish came over there and killed off all the Mayans and the Aztecs, they settled in Mexico. They settled in that region, and that's why they learned Spanish. So they were called Spanish, okay? Then we named them Mexico. They claimed themselves to be Medico or Mexico, whatever. But when I say to you that who's the more populous to the United States,
There are more white people in America than
because and I asked you why. Because why are there more white people in America? If you and I wrote it right there. I said because you raped, pillaged, and burnt and stole. You would not be the majority had you came here peacefully and settled. No, you didn't. You came here and you killed the people that was here, which made you the majority, and that's what happened. So if we can start off there, the argument can be truthful. So
all right.
You are the majority because you raped, burnt children, pillaged, and stole the land, and that's what made you the majority. And you can also say to me, well, Kev or William, he that wins the war writes the history books, and I would agree with that. Okay, but that's why you're the majority, because he that wins the war rewrites the history books. Okay, and that'll be where we'll always agree. But you would not be the majority here had you not done that one thing, killed off the natives that was in this country.
Right. So if white people raped Mexicans and Hispanics, wouldn't there be more white people? Because if we're constantly doing that, then when
no, there is just like you see, there is a concentrated part of Mexico that have European blood in them. If you check it, they're more, we have a more whiter hue.
Immigrants.
Okay. Well, there is. I think if you look at my people, you rape my people when you brought them over here. That's what a lot of Europeans are good for doing, spreading diseases and raping them back then. Now, Are you doing it now? I don't think you're doing it now. You're more or less blowing up Nagasaki and Hiroshima, dropping Fat Boy and what is his name on countries and murdering kids that way, and drone striking people and stealing their oil and resources. And I think that's what you're doing now. So it's nothing changed. It's the same game being played in a different way. So I mean, it's what you do. It's what white people are mostly good at: war. I think you have a warrior gene, like a sociopath.
What about the Mongols, though?
The Mongols? The
Mongols. They're Asian.
Yeah, I know who the Mongols were. They're Asians. The Mongols. And Genghis Khan had his time, but Mongolia is not going around doing that anymore. White people are still doing that, I think even Artaxerxes, when he was defeated, when Xerxes was defeated, you can see throughout history that Africans had stopped going around pillaging and raping. Anglo-Saxons have been doing that for how many years now? Over 400 years.
Anglo-Saxons weren't a thing yet.
Excuse me?
Anglo-Saxons weren't a thing.
Well, white people, Europeans, whatever you want to call them, Anglo-Saxons, They're different names, that people have given you, so.
The only real civilization during that time was the Greeks.
Yeah, Greeks, of course. I named out the 300. That's who defeated Artaxerxes, yes. I remember I said Alexander the Great. Did you hear me? I said Alexander the Great. People don't believe it. He was blonde hair and blue eye. He was in the Bible. But I said that to you. A lot of people don't believe that. I said Artaxerxes. I said Xerxes was black. A lot of people don't believe that. And Xerxes had damn near conquered the entire world.
Where was Xerxes from?
Africa. Xerxes was from Africa. But he had conquered he had conquered Asia, parts of Asia. If you look at the 300, Xerxes had conquered half the world. And then he went up against the Greeks. And after he went up against the Greeks is when let me see, the last one was it Alexander the Great? It was the 300. Then it was Alexander. He defeated Nebuchadnezzar. Well, the history goes so back so far. I gotta look that up. Because Alexander defeated the Babylonians. That was Nebuchadnezzar, right? The Babylonians. Was that Nebuchadnezzar in history books? Nebuchadnezzar. I think he was the king of Babylon. And I think Alexander defeated him. That's all. It's just, history. My thing about history goes like this, though. Everyone's had your chance. You had the Egyptians, you had the Assyrians, you had Mede, you had Persia, you had the Babylonians. Now we're down to the Anglo-Saxon Americans, or Europeans. So everybody's getting their chance to rule. I say it in that fashion when I talk history. So you had the Egyptians, who were the first people to ever have a civilization. Then you had the Assyrians. Then you had Mede. You had Persia. and you had the Babylonians. And, you know, it goes on and on and on. Yeah, but
So Xerxes
but anyway,
wasn't from Turkey.
To wind this battle down. It's been great, but to wind it down a little bit again, you know, when I say who's more populous to this country, you didn't get around to answering that. I mean, well, if you'd have answered it truthfully, you'd have just said Mexican people.
You keep cutting me off. As J.K. Warren says that it's not a debate; it's a monologue.
Well, listen, that's just a listen.
It's just a white man.
What would my sister say? Opinions are like shit. Everybody has one. Opinions are like shit. Everybody has one. You know, but I just want to hear why aren't Mexicans?
Probably because he's white too. You know,
I just want to hear why Mexicans are not more populous to this country. You know, and then why? And when you said Europeans are the majority to this country, I just want to hear why are you the majority to this country?
Well, I think the answer I'm going to give you is the one that you're not going to like because that differs from your opinion. I think we're just going to go into.
Well, that's not the one. No. Give me the real answer and don't give me. I don't want to hear propaganda.
Okay.
See,
okay.
You're not going to give me white propaganda. I know why you're the majority in this country, and you know why. Because you said it. When we go back and look at this tape, you will agree with me that you killed off the natives here. That was the truth. Okay. Now, when I asked you, who's more the populace in Africa, white people or black people? You agreed that black people were. So if you look at where Europe is and where Mexico is as to America and where it sits at geologically, the more populous people would be the Mexicans to this country.
That makes sense, yes, because why would Mexicans be in the United States? That makes
Mexicans were in the United States. They settled in Texas. They settled in California.
Yes, which were their own countries before they were a part of the United States.
They were here.
Okay.
They were here.
Right.
I didn't say it was a country. If you read what I said, I never said I called it a country.
I know, but
I called it a landscape.
California and Texas were their own independent countries before they were part of.
I understand that. Before we went through that already.
Not the Revolutionary War.
We went through the Revolutionary War.
That's not what it happened.
We did go through that.
That's not what happened, though.
We went through who owned Louisiana, the French, and all that crap. But I just want to tell you that you cannot say that Mexicans are not the more populous people to this country than the European. The European is more the alien than the Mexican is. You're the foreigner.
Right.
You know, if anybody should, when you say, if you don't like America, leave it, you should get the fuck out of America. Because that's what the Indians would say to you. Yeah. You get the fuck out of here. This ain't your country. You stole. You know, here's one thing about a thief. A thief can steal somebody else's stuff. This is mainly white people.
Thank you, Nina.
When you steal white person shit, that's the big. Oh, that's not right. But when white people steal, they'll write it down. So that's not really stealing. See, John, we just got a paper and a treaty here that says that this was not stealing. You're fucking thieves. Come on, man. Your people are fucking thieves.
Right.
That's all you do is steal. Come on.
So
It's just a shame that you won't admit it, though. Just admit it. Just admit it for me, and this argument will be done. Now, what are you?
So, is this a debate or is this a?
This is a debate. What I'm saying to you, who is the more populous people to this country before to this land before it was a country? Who is the more populous people to this landscape before it was a country?
Native Americans.
And who?
Well, Mexicans are a mix.
There you go. And Mexicans.
I wasn't done.
There you go. I thank you. You admitted it. You admit. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Mexicans were. They're a mix.
Hey, listen to me. I'm gonna ask. I asked you who before this was a country. It was just a vast landscape.
And you cut me off because I couldn't finish.
Well, because you don't want to. You know why I'm cutting you off, man? Because you don't want to be intellectually honest. You're coming up with every reason not to be honest. And that's all you got to do is be honest.
Right.
All you got instead of watering me down with a bunch of bullshit, just come clean and be honest. Why are you the majority? Let me ask you this then. Why are you the majority in this country right now?
Well, I think statistics show that, immigration in the early 1900s was predominantly white people. I'm wrong. That's fine. White propaganda.
No, that is propaganda.
White propaganda.
That is propaganda.
Statistics are white propaganda.
You killed off every Native American here. What the fuck? You killed them. All right, man. I'll tell you like this. You've been great, though. I'm sorry. Listen,
It was a great debate. You know,
it was all right. It was
was-
invigorating. It was invigorating. I appreciate that, man.
truly
All right.
thoughtful and
Well, it was. You're funny. It's funny.
you're all weak.
Hey, what? No, I think you're weaker. Hey, listen, do me a favor and keep watching Fox News. All right.
I do not watch Fox News.
I believe that you do. I believe, and keep your computer in front of you.
All
Maybe
right.
I'll come equipped.
I don't have a
like that.
computer.
I just ad-libbed and I beat you. It was no big deal. I didn't need dates to beat you.
All
Just
right,
use my
'cause
brain. All right, I'm clever.
Dates would
There you go.
prove
Have a good
you incorrect. Yeah, I understand. All right, that was fun.
Jesus Christ.